Hey global leader! This video today is for you if you want to learn 3 communication rules to use when connecting with people in different cultures. As you know, connecting right, creating a great rapport, and building trust are golden keys to success. Hi, I'm Tatyana Fittipaldi, and in this channel, we make videos to help global leaders become more productive, more effective, and improve their leadership both in business and in life. So you are the type of global leader who cares about being effective in the communication with employees and coworkers around the world. And that's why you're here. You want to hear 3 golden rules of multicultural communication. So let's start. Tip number 1 is to be very specific about the 5WH. 5WH is a concept from project management that helps individuals map 6 things about a subject: where, who, what, when, why, and how. So this tip is about you, global leader, being always specific with your employees and connections about the 5WH of what needs to be done. Some cultures are very literal. They understand things literally. So when you say we, for example, we have to do X, Y, and Z instead of you have to do X, Y, and Z, to sound less bossy, you are not doing anybody a favor. If you say we in many countries, will mean that you are not really expecting them to do it. It actually means you didn't even decide who will do it, and you are just probing opinion. So you are not doing anybody a favor because you are creating confusion about who will do it, and you are giving a false impression of sense of urgency, because if you didn't even assign who will do it, then it means that it's not that important or urgent. Let me share a story with you. I once interviewed an expatriate who would ask things of his team, and the team would reply that they would do it ahorita, which means in Spanish, right now. So he thought that their employees would drop what they were doing to do what he requested, which was what he was expecting. But he learned that instead, this term actually meant that they would put in the priority list, but it didn't really mean now. So if you want to avoid any misunderstanding, make sure you are very clear and specific in all elements of the 5WH. Where they should do it, why they should do it, who should do it, when should they do it, what exactly should they do it, and how they should do it. About the how, a quick word of caution here that applies to any culture. Some employees won't require that you give very specific instructions to them on how, because they are already very experienced. However, some other employees will require an extra effort from you. You will have to give very clear and specific instructions on how to do certain things. And how do you know the difference? By getting to know all your employees, their traits, their needs, and their preferences. Take time to know each employee and coworker around the world. Tip number 2 is always check understanding. When you are the boss, people will often feel afraid to tell you certain things. They might feel afraid to tell you that they didn't understand, or that they can't do it, or that they see a roadblock. Checking understanding is important for 2 things. 1, it helps you understand how well the person captured what you want, and gives you the opportunity to clear any misunderstandings. And 2, gives you the opportunity to open the lines of communication and capture, for example, how confident they are in the request you made. Again, When you are the boss, people will feel wary to tell you certain things. So this is the perfect opportunity to get their perspective. I once worked with an Indian finance expert. I asked him to create a report with certain information and parameters. He seemed to understand quite well what I wanted and why I wanted, but I still wanted to double check. I said, just to double check understanding, please replay back to me in your words, what did I request you to do, by when, and why. He clearly understood what I needed, but during his talk, I felt him a little bit wary. Something was off, so I asked him, what about I just asked you that make you feel so uncomfortable? He clearly was caught by surprise by me sensing that something was wrong, but because I wasn't judging him or I wasn't angry or anything, he ended up spilling the beans and telling me what was in his mind. And from his perspective, that report couldn't be done the way I was requesting. So at this point, I had two options. A, get angry with him, or B, use this as an opportunity to create further trust. So I asked him, well, if you don't think this report can be done, what would you do when the deadline came? And he said, well, I would tell you then that I don't have the report. And I asked, well, why? Why would you wait a whole week to tell me? And he said, I was afraid you would be angry now and I wouldn't know what to tell you. So I said, well, I am not angry now, but I would be very angry then when I didn't have any report to use in my presentation. But now, since you told me upfront, we can freak out together. That completely broke the ice with that employee, and going forward, he would always bring his problems in one of the areas of the 5WH before messing up. This is the power of checking understanding, and if you are tactful, you can open up the lines of communication, create great rapport, and build stronger trust. Tip number 3 is piggybacking on the last point. Help them manage your expectation. When you are the global leader, you will have to teach your multicultural team how to work well together. Managing expectations is a must for working well together. You will have to coach your team and help them understand that managers don't like surprises, because then they will not be able to also manage their boss's expectations. So make them understand that this is a chain effect. I had a boss once that would always tell us that she would rather hear about the apocalypse 1 month before so she could get prepared right than being happy and oblivious during a whole month. So educating your folks about what your expectations are is crucial. I'm Tatyana Fittipaldi, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up so that I can reach more people. And it would mean a lot to me if you share this with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.